This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. What's going on, y'all? This is episode 71. Cam, how you living? How you feeling, dog?
Cooling it, man. What's happening?
Another day, another dollar, man. I'm straight. You know, I'm free from the shackles of my Heat being in the playoffs, so I get to watch basketball as an unbiased fan, and it feels great.
How do you rate the season for the Heat?
An F.
Why an F?
Because this was the worst season since 2007 that we played, and it was pointless for us to be embarrassed in the playoffs.
What did that have anything to do with, like, just the blown leads or anything else?
Yeah, blown leads, bad coaching, bad substitutions. Terry Rozier trade was a bust. Tyler Hero ascended, and I felt like Bam also took a step back. So yeah, it was an F. We got 60 ball in front of the holes, bro. It was an F.
Where do you go from there?
Blow everything up.
Blow everything up as in what? Like literally everything up?
Everybody could go.
Literally.
Burn it down. Buy. You could get anybody from, and there's nobody untouchable on the roster. Everybody could go. Build from scratch. But Pat got to go, first off.
So absolutely nobody can stay?
No.
So you're literally pressing reset on the whole franchise?
That's what I would do, yeah.
Except for Mickey Harrison, obviously.
Yeah, come on. He's the owner. You can't just, kick him out unless he's, down the third or something like that.
You sound insane.
Okay, I'll be that.
You sound like there's no way, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that.
Okay. You asked, bro. Dude,
I don't think that you actually feel that way.
Okay.
Why do you even?
Or did your team win a game?
Bruh, still.
No. Okay.
Still.
No.
Why would you even feel that way? You don't think that they're moving in the right direction?
No.
How?
Bro, first of all, we're not even supposed to make the playoffs. Second of all, outside of Davion Mitchell, nobody gave a damn. Bam included, Tyler, anybody included. Outside of Davion Mitchell, nobody gave any effort. They melded in. So if y'all want to mail it in, yeah, I'm going to send you somewhere where you can mail it in all year round. Yeah. And get some niggas here who really want to play.
So you don't think that there's any players on the team that could create the new age of Miami Heat basketball?
Khalil Ware.
So he can stay?
Yeah, he's the most talented.
All right, boom. So you're not clearing everything out. All right, boom. You got Ware. You want to give up.
I would keep Davion if I could.
Okay, boom. So there's another player that you're going to keep on the roster. Say less. 15. Yeah. Is there any of the young guys that was on the G League that you care to, keep on the roster?
Pelly's okay. I like Pelly's game.
So, yes?
Yeah, I would keep Pelly.
So that's 3 players.
Okay, keep going.
So now we're down to the guys that was already supposed to be moved. Like at least 2 seasons ago. Mm-hmm. And then a couple of the new guys. Mm-hmm. So we're saying move Slow-Mo, move Andrew Wiggins, move Tyler Hero, move Bam Adebayo, move Duncan Robinson, move Kevin Love. Well, Kevin Love is probably going to retire anyway. But who else?
No, especially what we got going off the court.
Yeah, obviously move Terry Rozier.
Yep.
But what else?
See who got the best trade packages for the other guys, for the other 11, since we're not counting Kevin Love. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
So where do you want to see it moving forward?
I would like a bucket getter, like I've been asking for every episode, damn near. That's number 1. Number 2, I want a big man who is in the.
Tyler Hero ain't a bucket getter?
What you said? 4 points in the elimination game? I couldn't hear you.
Tyler Hero ain't a bucket getter?
Tyler Villain?
Is Tyler Hero a bucket getter?
A regular season bucket getter, yeah.
Is he a bucket getter? Yes or no?
A regular season bucket getter, yeah.
So he has never played his heart out in the playoffs before, ever.
I ain't say never. Yeah, he had 37 when he was a rookie. Yeah, he had a good game last year against the Celtics where, we hit a franchise playoff record threes and he had, some great assists. Can't think of anything else.
Yeah, and that's it. And after
can't
that,
think of anything else. No, can't think of anything else.
What would be your definition of a bucket getter? Or who, rather?
When the game slows down and you're able to tap into the mid-range or get to the line, it's not overloaded with bucket getters. Clearly, Shay's one. Somebody to a lesser degree would be somebody like old Paul George. You see what I did there? Trolling you. Kawhi is one. Somebody who could get a bucket when the game slows down or when it gets physical, that they don't shy away from the physicality and still is able to get a bucket. You know what I mean?
And who fits that?
That's available? I don't know.
We're talking about Tyler Hero.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
This is not an asset. I don't believe that Tyler Hero is an asset where like the rest of the league is not gonna go for him.
Okay.
So with that said, who in your right mind fits what you want in exchange for Tyler Hero? And whatever else belongs in the package, but Tyler Hero is in that package.
I don't know, bro. Everybody, the two guys I'm thinking about, they got off the court issues, and they part of the same draft class. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yo,
what's up?
What is wrong with you, man?
I got issues and PTSD. Can we move on to some real hoops?
Yo, there's no way that you're not talking about who I think you're talking about.
Hey man. Hey, stop asking.
Oh my god,
too, man. That's how crazy I am now. That's how down bad I am right now. Yeah,
bruh. Okay,
the merchant. That's all we're gonna say.
You know what? Say less, man. Let's get it like right into the show. Oh my god, dog. Listen, man. The first round is over.
Yes, sir.
We're now at the NBA semifinals. Golden State beats Houston in game 7, even though they were up 3-1. So they really almost got, they almost got lapped again in what? I don't know how many times they have done that before 2016. But now we have another game where Jalen Green has kind of just not looked like projected Jalen Green. When why are you laughing?
You know I'm laughing, bro.
Why you need
you know I'm laughing, bro. He's not slick. I keep trying to tell the listeners you're not slick, bro. Like, go ahead, though, bro. My bad.
I'm just saying, like, he hasn't. Listen. We're looking at Jalen Green played 30 minutes, and he had 8 points, 4 rebounds.
Great cardio. Yep, great cardio.
Right? And my thing is this. Or matter of fact, your thing is this. You're going to answer this.
What's up?
Are we about to see a situation where Jalen Smith continues on the path of becoming
Jalen Smith, Jalen Green?
I mean Jalen Green. My fault. Jalen Green. Are we about to see a situation where we see Jalen Green go down the path of super skilled player, but is now cementing himself as a role player, maybe like a 6-man, like a Lou Will in that category, a Lou Will, a Jamal. You know what I mean?
Crawford?
Like, yeah. Because you and here you have it, where he's on the Rockets. They essentially are on the backs of Amen Thompson and Alfred Sengun. As quiet as kept. You know what I mean? And Fred VanVleet. I can't leave out Fred VanVleet.
Yep, the champion.
Big vet. Like he oh my God. He was lighting them boys up. Oh my God. He really tapped into 2019 Fred VanVleet. You know what I'm saying?
Flax. You see I put it in the chat. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like,
woo,
he going dummy right now.
Woo, he was going nuts. But from a young movement, you got Sengun doing his thing, and you have Amen Thompson doing his thing, and now you have Jalen Green, who, I mean, is it fair to say that he was supposed to be or is supposed to be the franchise player of the Rockets?
He's the higher draft pick, but that doesn't mean that the franchise is supposed to be lent over to you.
But I mean, was he? Does it look like he actually was kind of like put in that slot for now? Like he was kind of like promoted as such?
I'll be honest, the only reason that he was even promoted to that is because of the league's likeness. It's a guard-friendly league now. Everything changes and comes around. But, we went from guards to bigs. Bigs ran it for a while, and then we went to the wings, and now it's the guards. And so, because you're looking at a Steph Curry, you're looking at a Kyrie, you're looking at all of these profitable, likable guys at the point guard position, and Houston chose him number 2 overall for that very reason. I said 2 seasons ago, yeah, get him out of there and trade for Sengun. You were like, really? I said, bruh, time will tell. And sure enough, it reared his ugly head in the playoffs, and he had one game where he looked absolutely unguardable, and I feel like the franchise is holding on to that because he's so explosive. He can jump out the gym, but his shot is sporadic. I question his decision-making, and it looks like if you trap him, because his decision-making can be questionable sometimes, it affects other parts of his game, and you can tell, which is why after a certain while, he was sitting by Ime. You know what I mean? So yeah, I said 2 seasons ago, I'm going to keep standing on it, build around Sengun, and now I even think Amen is going to have a higher upside than Sengun. So you build around those 2 guys and use Jalen Green as trade bait and get somebody there that can man that either, point guard or 2 guard position, depending on what y'all going to do, and build from there.
Yeah, I just really wonder what's going to happen now. I mean, he signed an extension back in October of 2024, right? For 3 years.
Yeah, I believe 105. We looked at that a couple episodes ago. He took a pay cut, low-key.
Yeah, low-key, high-key. Because at that time, and that's why I look at it he was kind of like projected to be like that guy for Houston. You know what I'm saying? The number 1 option. Yeah. I think that's why it's such a big deal right now. Right. I mean, you're paying a guy a little over $100 million, and he's putting up 8 points in a game where
he only had double digits once.
Yeah, and y'all still came back.
So that just goes to show that your value isn't as cemented or game-changing as we're paying you to be. And with this new CBA, they're going to look at the books and be like, yeah, let's ship this guy out here. Let's ship this guy out.
What really, I think, kind of put a little bit more, if it hasn't already, will put a mark on his performances, not performances, because it's happened more than once this series, is him actually admitting that, the lights was pretty bright for him. That first game, I think that second game is when he got kind of comfortable. I believe that was the 38 that he had.
I want to say that was game 3. Am I right? No, I think you might be right because they were down.
Right. You know what I mean? And so after that, I think, now it becomes a thing where now your IQ is being tested, and you're
Correct.
going up against an experienced Warriors team.
Remember what I told you. The series don't start till game 3.
Yeah. So, what do you think happens with Jalen Green now at this point?
He's gonna get moved, bro. There's no way that you keep on to him after that playoffs, and it's sad to say because it's like you're giving up on your young guy after one playoff performance, brother. No, this is over 7 games. This is multiple single-digit performances. It's not like he went out and shot terrible, but still got you 15 or still got you 18. He was giving you single-digit performances. You have to move him at this point, even though his value is plummeted. You can't really say that he outperformed either Amen Thompson or Sengun or even Van Vliet for that matter. And his salary isn't going to match his performance skills. He's shown who he is. This is I believe his 4th year. This was his 4th year, I believe. By year 3, guards usually make that leap. And I thought he played solid this season, but that's the regular season. You know what I mean? Adjustments are made. Like I said, the game will slow down. It was a physical Game 7 series on both ends. So with that being said, I think he gets moved. I don't know where to, but I think you got to shop him around now.
Does he end up in Milwaukee?
Are you trying to say that Mr. Antetokounmpo is on the market, Mr. Cam?
We've had this conversation in the beginning of the season, and I told you that.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know if I want to go to Houston from Giannis, but they got the pieces.
Why wouldn't he?
I mean, that's the West.
So what?
You think a Giannis with a Sengun and Amen Thompson is going to win a chip?
You think Sengun is going to stay in Houston if Giannis is going?
Okay, further to prove my point. You think an Amen Thompson and Giannis duo is going to get it done?
You think that after they make that trade that they wouldn't have enough cap space, which they do, to be able to get more people over to the team? And hella draft picks?
I mean, it'll be better than the situation he has in Milwaukee because they have no wiggle room or cap space to do anything. They're kind of locked up at that point. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, I would go if I'm honest. I have to, I ain't too many things I could do.
Yeah, this is not Phoenix we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is still Houston. At the end of the day, like, they're just at the point of their quote-unquote rebuild where they're essentially almost done. Like, the house is almost done. There's a couple of little things that you want to add on to the house, you know what I mean? A couple of little, you maybe want to add on like a little back deck, you know what I'm saying? And put down some stones on the side or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe put some 2 palm trees in front of the house, you know what I mean? Really make it look good, you feel me? But you already got the grass down, you feel me? You got the paint up, the paint looking nice. Inside got all tiled up, you feel me? Windows is all washed. Floors is all polished, you know what I mean? Bathrooms looking crispy. You feel me? You can practically lick on the toilet and lick on the tub because the joint is so clean. You feel me? You got it all smelling like fresh linen all throughout the crib. Hey, you know what I mean? The house is almost done. It's not where you want it, but it's there. You see it. It's like, yeah, this looks really good.
Hey, man,
and then finally, you might find that contractor that is the best in the world, and he giving a discount, and he willing to come over.
I would do it.
I think that Giannis would fit, man. Giannis would fit. I think that Houston would be extra aggressive to get Giannis there, and I don't think that they have any problem moving. If Milwaukee was to ask for Sengun and Jalen Green, I think they still move him. I think it would be hard for them to move Sengun, but it's Giannis at the end of the day. Fred VanVleet is about to be a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. Dylan Brooks is still somebody that they'd be able to move. Steven Adams has definitely played himself into a crazy contract, but
Steven
still
Adams been solid for everywhere he's went. He's been solid, so that's somebody you could count on for sure.
Jabari Smith Jr., Terry Eason, I can see them possibly getting moved as assets, which, I mean, I got a purple and gold jersey for you. I got a purple and gold jersey for you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that squad, that organization, I think they're ready, man. What you think?
I think so too. I think Ime is a solid coach. I would definitely aim for Giannis if I'm them, for sure.
Yeah. The second round started already. You know, that game 7 against Golden State and Houston, that ended up being 103-89 Golden State. Golden State moves on to play Minnesota.
Yep.
So Anthony Edwards is finally going to get what he wanted, which is going up against the Warriors in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And then, you know, of course, OKC has Denver. Which one do you want to talk about first, man? These are going to be good.
Let's go with the Nuggets and OKC first, because I feel like that's not going to get a lot of coverage, but this is 2 MVP candidates, the 1 and the 2, however way they want to. Whether you have Jokic number 1 or whether you have Shea number 1, that's the 1 and 2 that's going to finish. I think that's going to be phenomenal. I can see that going 6 OKC's way. I think Jokic is going to have his way. I think he's going to average a 30-point triple-double. But I just think, I don't know if the other guys are going to give him enough. MPJ, I don't know. Is he still hurt? I have questions about that. Jamal Murray may give you a surprise 40 points like he did in Game 5. Yeah, I would go OKC in 6. I think Shea is going to pretty much solidify why he should be the MVP this season. And I think they make it to the Western Conference Finals, where they wait on Redacted, which we're going to talk about, I should say. And I think it's going to be solid. I got OKC in 6. How about you?
I got OKC in 5. But I can see it going 6. Main thing is just MPJ being hurt.
Yeah, that's a 6'10" sniper that's not easily replaceable, especially with the bench you have. No disrespect, but
yeah, you know what I mean.
6'10" sniper, bro.
Like, do I feel Russell Westbrook is going to be hyped being able to play in OKC in the playoffs? Yeah, maybe. I guess.
Is it going to be series bending? No.
Yeah, nah. I don't think. I think it's going to be one of those series where it's just like OKC is kind of just going to run through them too. Jokic is going to have issues when it comes down to dealing with those twin towers and how they can run and move.
I don't think so. Oh, defensively, yeah.
No, defense. I'm talking about, of course. Offensively, no. Offensively, Jokic is going to be Jokic.
Yeah.
Defensively, when they're going in transition, you know what I mean? It gets tough at that point.
Yeah, they both.
Now, when you have Jamal Murray going up against somebody like like Lou Dort switches on him,
put him on there,
or Caruso or something. Yeah. It gets kind of crazy at that point.
True.
The perimeter defense is nuts. I got him in 5, probably 6, but I'm more so on the 5 side. I think that's gonna be pretty quick.
Okay, I hope so. I'm excited for OKC for them to move forward. I think Shea and those guys deserve it. They've been putting in work for 2 seasons. Shea's been averaging 30 points for multiple seasons. I just think it's their time. They have the auxiliary pieces, and they have the pieces going forward. So, Chet is healthy. Yeah, I got OKC in 6, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's 5 as well.
What about Minnesota and Golden State? What you got?
I got Minnie in 6 as well. I think Minnesota's size, as kind of exposed by the Houston Rockets with that double big lineup of Sengun and Steven Adams. I think they're going to run a lot of that. You have an aggressive Randall, who's played the lights out in that 5-game series with the Lakers. You have a Gobert who just came off of a massive 20 double game, which I do not think he's going to get that, but he's going to be a hassle on the boards. You look at somebody like Kevon Looney who could come and give you minutes, but he's not going to give you much offensively. They could try to put Quentin Post in there, but he's still a rookie, even though he's a big body. So he could get exposed a little bit. You have Jaden McDaniels, who I think can run around with Steph. You have an Anthony Edwards, who I don't know who's going to guard him. Maybe Jimmy does, but even Jimmy will probably have Fitz guarding him because he's coming off of an injury. So I'm going to go with Minnesota in 6 for all those reasons intended. I think it'll be a solid series. I think Ant will be talking that talk. I think him and Dre is going to have quite a few splats, as well as Rudy, which probably can take maybe, he may get teed up and get ejected again because he's going to be that teed up as far as Draymond goes because of those two guys. So I look forward to it, but yeah, I definitely got Minnesota in 6.
Yeah, I got Minnesota in 6 too. I feel like the Warriors can get as physical with them, so they can make it real scrappy. It's just that, as you said, with the size of it, it gets kind of crucial, and I think that it's not just the size, but the physicality with the size. Like Quentin Post still has size, but is he really ready to get a bloody nose every game? Not to say that Minnesota plays that way, but that's just kind of just like a figure of speech for how physical that they play, especially they bigs.
Right.
So I'm not really worried about Rudy Gobert. I think that I've watched Draymond Green handle him all the time.
For sure.
But now when it comes down to like Naz Reid at that point, when it comes down to Jaden McDaniels, which this is another series rather, where I think that Steve Kerr needs to play Jonathan Kuminga.
I don't think he's going to be tapped in enough mentally to give him.
Of course, and that even showed, in the game in Game 7. You know what I mean? Like Jonathan Kuminga had 0 points. He played 7 minutes.
Right.
But he hasn't played the whole series. But it's like, how can you expect him to even get in rhythm about nothing, or even have his confidence up? And that is the hard part. But that is a series where you will want to play Jonathan Kuminga to be able to, go against someone like Jaden McDaniels that can make him work.
Right.
You know what I mean? X factor, I think, is going to be Julius Randle, to be real. You know what I mean? Because out of everybody on that squad, there's not really anybody that can really do anything with him, size-wise. Yeah. I mean, outside of Jimmy, because who do you think with the matchups
put Jimmy on him? You can't put Jimmy on him. Jimmy has to guard Anthony Edwards, or he's gonna average 30 that series.
You see, so who's gonna guard him? Moses Moody,
buckets.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he's the X factor. Yeah, he's the X factor, and then
Minnesota's bench is better. Don't forget DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
Don't forget Alexander Walker. Like they have a bench. You know what I mean? So I just think. I don't see it going past any further than 5, but that's another series I could go for. Anything further than 6, I should say. But I wouldn't be shocked for 5 either, because of the matchup reasons.
Agreed. Let's go over to the East. Indy and Cleveland. Indy already played. They snatched Game 1 out in Cleveland. What you thinking?
How healthy is Darius Garland? That is my first question. And when Darius Garland comes back, is he going to be able to successfully integrate himself in the offense? Another question I have is, what is Jared Allen doing to combat the fact that they're picking on him in a perimeter? He is an elite rim protector and has been his entire career ever since he was a rookie. He kind of got exposed on the perimeter last night. Hallie said, come here, I'm hitting you with a step back, I'm going to the rim, I'm doing whatever. I see you on the perimeter, and it's like you're not a defender, which is crazy. And then Nembhard was picking on him too. Come here, I got some buckets for you too. And then you have a Miles Turner who can stretch the floor, which kind of eliminates Jared Allen's best skill defensively, which is protecting the rim. I'm thinking of that. I'm also thinking of Donovan Mitchell putting up all the shots that he did and him not shooting well from 3. Is that going to continue on for the furtherment of the series? Is it an anomaly? Is it good defense that caused him to miss? Is it himself that caused him to miss? I'm having that question. I'm looking at the coaching side. Rick Carlisle is a champion who schemed out LeBron James in 2011. I'm looking at that aspect. I'm looking at, again, the point guard position. Hallie versus an injured Garland. What do we do with that? What do we do with a Siakam? Yeah, I know we got the Depoy and Evan Mobley, but Siakam is also a champion. What do we do with that? All those questions have me saying, as of this moment, we're recording on Cinco de Mayo, about to be 1 p.m. I'm going to go Indy in 6. That hurts me to say. I'm going to go Indy in 6. I don't know. All them questions that I asked, I don't have an answer to them. By game 3, I may have a completely different tone if those questions are answered, but I doubt there will be, which is why I'm going to go Indy in 6.
My Kawhi laugh. Hey, I already told you about them Pacers, man.
You said it 2 seasons ago. You told me about Holly 3 seasons ago when he was still a king.
Man. Cleveland better do something. Cleveland better do something fast. Cleveland better do something fast.
Hey man, you see them questions I asked? They don't get answered. Yeah, it's gonna be over in 6.
Cleveland better do something, man. Man, listen, let me tell you something. It really does matter when you have a floor general with you in the playoffs that could really set tempo, just set pace, set the mood of the game, all that. Man, that dude Tyrese Halliburton finished with 22 points, 13 assists on 9 for 15 shooting from the field. Right? Now, granted, he went 2 for 6, which is whatever, but he went 2 for 6. But me just watching him do what he was doing defensively, things that don't show up on the box score.
Right.
And at a time where Cleveland was trying to attack him to close up, because at that point they was up like 10.
Yeah.
And Cleveland was trying their best to attack him. And he said no. For about 2 minutes straight before Cleveland, before they essentially threw in the towel for the game, like it was over with.
Yeah.
I seen Tyrese Halliburton go crazy on the low man. Like, going crazy as low man, like real deal. Like deflecting passes, like really not just sitting in a chair, but sitting in a throne with his chest out. Like, you're not gonna bully me down here.
Yeah, facts.
And was getting deflection steals. And not only that, but doing it, going down in transition, finding the open man for the easiest transition buckets, the easiest fast break points.
Yeah.
And going down to the other side of the court and doing the same thing again.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man.
Yeah.
If you're going to sit here and tell me that Tyrese Halliburton is going to be like that, like the entire series, because he looked serious. Like, he looks locked in. And I told you this off mic. Indiana, the biggest thing that they have that makes them scary is they have audacity, bro.
Facts.
They've been talking about how good their team is for like 2 seasons straight.
That's a fact.
And even for Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, you got people talking about the Lakers. They now talk about the Timberwolves, specifically Ant. They talking about, Jimmy with Golden State. They're talking about Boston repeating. They're talking about Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland.
They talked about Giannis.
All this stuff. And you got Tyrese Halliburton saying, hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. I think we can win a championship. The Indiana Pacers, like, people, I'm sure everybody looked at that and said, Indiana?
Yeah. I didn't watch enough games. I looked at the call like, buddy tripping. And then you actually start watching the game. And then you listen to the commentary that they have the 4th best record since January 1st. And then you realize that Tyrese Haliburton was playing hurt to begin the season, which is what caused him to have that extremely slow start. And it's like, oh, this not no fluke. Yeah, this not no fluke. This not no woke up and everybody got the sliders up. This is regular. Niggas made light work of Giannis in 5. Like he wasn't giving them a 30-point triple-double damn near for 5 games. And it didn't matter. Right now, Cinco de Mayo, not being prisoner of the moment, just actually watching the games and watching the second half of game 1 and listening and just seeing how they played, I'm going to go Indian 6.
Yeah, man. I can see it going that way unless Cleveland has some crazy adjustment. I don't even think that even fully healthy, that would even help anything. I'm sorry.
I can't combat you after what I saw.
It would be good. It would be good. It would be good points wise. I mean, yeah, you know, you can have some more points on the board, but believe me, man, Indiana's mentality is, I don't care. Like, they literally don't care what anybody says about everybody else.
Yep.
Like, they can just kind of just do them and continue to show everybody that they're serious.
It's confidence to them, but delusion to everybody else. But that delusion is what you need to win, especially if all 5 guys are locked in. And they have multiple guys who could go and get you 10 to 15 points. For their first 7 guys could give you 15 in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Very quickly. Very quickly. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, I can see it. Indy in 6 is not because of game 1. I've just been believing in Indy for seasons already. So that's just me.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know? And then last but not least, before we get up out of here, we got Boston and we got New York. What you got?
I'm gonna go Boston in 6. And it could be 5. No. It's gonna be 6. I think Cat gets some game. I think Jalen Brunson gets some game. I think they have enough bodies to throw at Jalen Brunson defensively. I think Boston is too deep. I think they already have the championship pedigree. They could throw Drew on Brunson. They can throw Jaylen Brown on Brunson. They can throw Derek White on Brunson, which could kind of not slow him down because he's just an all-time playoff riser at this point. He's done this for multiple seasons. Even his last season in Dallas, he played phenomenal. I just think they have multiple bodies they could throw at Brunson. Cat could possibly get off with an old Al Horford, but even Al Horford has these past few seasons gotten up and played higher than what people's projections are. You're looking at a Porzingis who's still 7'3", who could also give them fits with stretching them out. Everybody can shoot on Boston. Everybody could shoot their first 6 to 7 guys. Peyton Pritchard, 6th man of the year. You're looking at a Sam Hauser who got a clip. And it's just Cornette, you know, they're just squatted. They have an insane coach. He's not well in the head in a good way. And I just think they're too deep for New York at this juncture. So I got Boston at 6.
I got Boston at 6 too. I do believe that Jalen Brunson will get on 1, but I also believe that there may be a game where the team really does rally together and is able to at least make it hard for Boston to be able to take the volume of threes that they usually take. And yeah, that's about it. I think a big X factor could be, and I feel like it's kind of unfair, but at the same time he has been playing, is Mitchell Robinson. I think that yes, you have Cornette that can do what he does. Porzingis is going to start, obviously. Yeah. But outside of Al Horford, Cornette is like their next big man that comes into the game.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, yeah, you have to be guarded if you can shoot, but you also got to guard Mitchell Robinson. And do I think that Cornette can do anything with Mitchell Robinson? No. specifically where Mitchell Robinson plays, which is in the low post. Correct. So, I mean, Mitchell Robinson is way bigger than him at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Do you believe in his actual post game though?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think Mitchell Robinson
coming off of an injury out there,
and that's why I said I don't think that it's fair.
Yeah,
because he's coming off of that foot injury. It's like, that's why I said he could be an X factor. Like, let's just say, just for whatever reason, he just decides to have a good series. It's really gonna be not much that they could really do with Mitchell Robinson. But do I think that Mitchell Robinson is just going to come in the series and just start averaging like 28 points or something like that? Like, no. You know what I mean? Like, obviously not. But I'm just saying that he would be very effective if he is able to.
Yeah, I see why you say that.
But outside of that, Boston is 6.
Yeah, for sure.
Boston is 6. I can see it in 5, just like you said, but 6.
Yeah. I'm making 6.
Yeah. Man, I'm looking forward to it. Who's playing tonight? That's Boston and the Knicks and OKC Denver tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
I got it up right now. What's today? May 5th. Yup, we got Boston and the Knicks at 7, and on the west side we have the Thunder and Denver.
Yeah. So those two, we'll see what happens. Those are their game ones. As I said, the Pacers and Cleveland already played, so they already had their game 1, so they'll be waiting on game 2. It's going to be a good one. I ain't going to lie. Tonight is going to be real interesting. I'm really waiting on seeing it.
Yeah, not both.
Yeah, but that's about it, man. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on social media at MediaDen_ and at Young Rilla. Keep it locked, and more importantly, keep it real. And we'll be back next time. Peace.
Yes, sir.